Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is LK Live. This is your Evolve 74 and Evolve 75 review. I apologize, these weren't separate. I apologize, this wasn't Evolve 74 after Evolve 74. However, Saturday was my birthday, and I'll be honest, I didn't feel too good. I still watched Evolve 74 live. I just didn't feel like reviewing it, so I thought I'd do both here, right now, here on this channel. Straight off, I'm just going to get straight into Evolve 74. December the 10th, 2016, yesterday from New York City in La Boom. Opening match of the evening, we had Jagger versus Drew Gulak. Interesting here to see Gulak doing both WWE and Evolve. I've got here on my notes, but obviously what just transpired about 20-30 minutes ago, we now know obviously that Gulak is done with Evolve and will be heading to the WWE full-time anyway. Match starts off with some nice mat-based opening 5 minutes of action. Gulak with a scoop slam into the ropes, and I can't stress this enough. For so long now, I've been saying that I'm not a fan of moves into ropes or a move into a buckle. An example, okay, WWE fans here. Sami Zayn's exploder suplex into the turnbuckle. I see that as dangerous. It adds nothing to the match. You could just as easily do that exploder suplex in the ring and it would have the exact same storytelling effect. I mean, I understand from his point of view, he does it and then goes on to hit the haluva kick. I understand that. But what pisses me off is they're doing slams into top ropes and shit like that. Like, that adds nothing. Like, in the main event of Evolve 75, you had Tracey Williams work on Drew Gulak's leg. And he did that by slamming him into ropes. Okay, that makes sense. You know, he's working the leg. But to just slam someone into the ropes, I see it as just a danger, an added element of injury that's not necessary. Gulak hits a tope suicida. He hits a clothesline off the top, which Jagger sold very well for 2. Jagger then hits some brutal strikes, including a rolling kick in the corner. Gulak then applies a dragon sleeper, but Jagger gets to the ropes. Gulak with a butterfly superplex, which is very nice. Jagger with a double-handed sit-down chokeslam for 2. Gulak then hits a spiked Michinoku driver with the leg hook for 2. That was nice. Gulak then applies the dragon sleeper. Jagger didn't tap, but the referee stopped the match. You know, because there was no way for him to escape. Like in a UFC or a mixed martial arts fight, and they're getting pounded, and the referee just jumps in. It kind of reminded me of that. It protected Jagger because he didn't take a loss. And, you know, it made Drew Gulak look strong. Larry Dallas, he comes out for a post-match interview with Drew Gulak. Larry asks if Catch Point is dead. Drew says it's a failure, but he is focusing on the WWN title, which will be crowned in April at the Orlando WWN Super Show, which I'm excited to watch. Tracey Williams comes out. Larry says Tracey Williams just a prodigy of Gulak, you know, his shadow. Tracey then gets out the tag belts and says he isn't a prodigy, he is his own man. Gulak then leaves after basically slapping him on the face. Everyone else leaves. This sets up Drew Gulak versus Tracey Williams nicely for the next night of Evolve 75 show. Decent match, great opener. Really enjoyed the post-match interview with Larry Dallas. You know, he comes out. He's such a dick. He is such a prick. And it's fucking brilliant to watch. So I give it 2.5, 2 3/4. Decent stuff. Then we move on to Chris Dickinson versus Dustin. Okay, as I just quickly turn the page on my notes. Now, this is an interesting one. With Dustin, that's Chuck Taylor. For some really fucked up reason, he uses the term Dustin in Evolve, and it annoys me. I'll be honest, little things annoy me, and that annoys me. Why can't he just be Chuck Taylor? I don't understand this Dustin stuff. But we're going to talk about Dustin in a minute, and I'm going to use my notes in order so I don't get fucking blindsided with imbecilic Nimrodness. Dude, my speech tonight has been absolutely out of this world. Like, not good, like shit. I have no idea why. I took 2 nights off. One, because I deserved a night off, and second night was because I didn't feel particularly too well. I'm sat here in my fucking stupid-ass dressing gown, in my pajama shorts, got another top and another top. I feel like shit. My speech is poor, and I apologize. So Dickinson, little things piss me off here. Like, little things. Like, the string in his trunks are out, like, outside, not tucked in. That fucking annoys me. I have no idea why it annoys me. It just really annoys me. But there's a con. I'll give you a pro of Dickinson. He's really intense, and his strikes, they look believable. Like it looks like he's trying to beat the shit out of his opponent. It looks very believable. I talk about this a lot on the shows, believability, and he is a believable wrestler. Like, does he look like the nicest person in the world? Not particularly. Maybe he's just playing his character very well. The upsetting thing here is all the people who will sign to WWE because of, you know, the growth of NXT and, you know, indie wrestling becoming big, even potentially becoming on the network. It won't be, but, you know, there's just these imbeciles say. The upsetting thing is, with that, there is now more chance of a possible Chuck Taylor match on my indie wrestling shows that I watch. That upsets me quite a bit. It's not that I hate Dustin at all, or Chuck Taylor, or whatever you want to call him. I just find him to be incredibly stale, boring, and uneventful. I just don't enjoy his work. You can't love everyone in this world. Okay, and I'm going to come out. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to be anything like that. I am not a fan of Chuck Taylor. I don't like his work. His Twitter just he abuses Twitter. His Twitter account just like, if I do the name and shame going for Evolve, his fucking Twitter account will be on there. Like, honestly, I just don't rate his in-ring work. I don't hate the person. I don't like his Twitter account, but I just don't rate his work. Like, he had a good match with Trent Beretta at PWG a few months back. I just can't rate him. Like, I've never enjoyed him in Dragon Gate. In the few Shikara shows I've seen, I have not rated him. In Evolve, I've never rated him. I am not a fan of him. I really, really am not. Dickinson hits a nice Falcon Arrow for 2. Dustin hits the Awful Waffle in the corner, as, you know, he probably couldn't lift him up as he's quite out of shape. Jesus Christ, that got the win. So Dustin got the win here. I will try and forget this by tomorrow. So as of this recording, I've had to rejig my memory here to remember this from the night before. I am dumber for remembering this. I feel ashamed of remembering this. I gave it 3/4 of a star because they turned up and Chris Dickinson wasn't all that bad. I just don't want to remember this. And you won't remember this past tomorrow. Scrap that. I've forgotten about that. God. I do not want this on my mind. I don't want it on my brain. It's too valuable and it doesn't need this stupid shit in there. 3/4 of a star, and it's setting up Dustin versus Hero, which I got on my notes here. Hope changes my mind on him. It still didn't. 3/4 of a star. Then we have Darby Allin versus Brian Cage. I'm a big fan of Allin. You know, he's got this really good, unique look that's just different. You know, he's very small in structure, but the way he carries himself is like he's a star. And here, he's only had 50 matches in his career. You know, that is incredible. You know, this guy is one to look out for in the indie scene. And the match starts off with a coffin drop, which is where you just go like that and just fall back from the top as Cage is making his entrance. Lucky Cage caught him. And I'm a big fan of Cage. This guy has it all. How he does Lucha Underground plus Evolve, I don't understand, because obviously signed with Lucha Underground. Ricochet's the same. Jeff Cobb's the same. You know, they're doing Lucha Underground and Evolve. Because I know Lucha Underground talent can't go to TNA. They can't go to Ring of Honor. And they can't go to WWE. Is that because they're a weekly television show? Or is Evolve is just a monthly to monthly iPay-per-view? Are they allowed to do iPay-per-views but not TV shows? That must be the case because they're both on the show. Cage hits a nice deadlift superplex. Allin hits a nice crucifix bomb for 2, good near fall. Cage then hits 3 deadlift powerbombs plus an F5. Cage then throws Allin over the top, past the floor, past the barricade, onto this slope, and he launches him. Absolutely unbelievable. And the way he landed, he like thudded and he like smashed a fan's glass. And the way obviously he didn't see the fan's glass, then you could just see it smashed. Really, really awesome. Cage wins by count out because it's really awesome stuff. Obviously, you guys know there's a 20 count in Evolve. So Allen's there, it's a long leap, and it gets to 19. He tries to run and jump to make the ring, but he just couldn't make it, and he face plants hard on the floor. Nasty bump that he took, but it was fucking amazing. So Cage wins by count out. Ethan Page then comes out. He is with Cage in the ring. They shake hands. Page says, "Lesson to everyone on the roster. He will feed them to the machine," and gives him a pack of money. Cage leaves. Page then shoots on Cody Rhodes, saying his price is so high, he is shocked anyone else on the roster is getting paid. Unbelievable. Like a really good promo from Ethan Page here. Short and sweet match. I gave it 2 1/4 because the match wasn't that long, but it got Cage over as a monster and it put sympathy on Darby Allin. That guy is a guy to watch. And a severely incredible promo from one Mr. Ethan Page here. And this sets up our next match. Cody Rhodes versus Ethan Page. Cody comes out with his Bullet Club t-shirt. As you guys know, Cody Rhodes has joined the Bullet Club. That happened on the last and final day of the New Japan Tag League. Great crowd here. 2 sweet ego chants. Really good. Page I believe he has the potential to be a big-time WWE style. He has the quote-unquote WWE style. He's a great character. He's a great promo. In my opinion, that's the only thing. The only thing that lets him down could be his shape. But you know, if Chris Hero can come back, if Kevin Owens can be your Universal Champion, I mean, shape doesn't come into this. So who knows? Like, Page could be WWE. Maybe he doesn't want to go, but he has a great promo, decent enough look, and he could be very marketable. Like, he had this era of ego gear. He looks like a star. Like, I like his hair. It's bold around the outside and flicked on the top. He's got great look. Like, just please check out Ethan Page's work. You know, if he wants to go WWE, if I was, you know, obviously I wouldn't give him any advice because who the fuck am I to tell him? But if I was in his shoes, I'm hitting the gym hard. I'm really hitting that gym hard because I know, look, I've got the look, I've got the character, I've got the promo, I've got the ability and the WWE style. I don't like saying it's the safe style, and that's not a knock on him. That's just the WWE style. Like, if you watched him in a WWE ring, his matches would not be different to what they are in Evolve. So he could, I would say, hit the gym hard, and he would be a mega fucking star. The best spot of, quite frankly, this show. So Cody goes out to the floor. He argues with this fan who's wearing an Ethan Page shirt. So Page makes the fan, you know, he cheap shots Cody, makes the fan hold him. Page then kicks the shit out of him. Page then throws Cody on the floor. The fan goes to high five Page. Page then goes and sticks his middle finger up at him. The fan rips Page's shirt off, throws it on the floor, shouting, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, Page." Awesome. The crowd explode. Absolute brilliant spot. Crowd work done right. Really, really good. Page then hits a big kick. Cody hits a disaster kick. Both men are down in the center of the ring. Page hits an inside and outside walk slam. Page with a slingshot into a cutter. Page then hits a power slam off the top rope for 2. Referee gets bumped. Cody hip tosses Page into the ref. That's how he bumped. It really, really was nasty. Cage then comes out, remember, because he's been paid by Ethan Page early on in the show. He hits a discus lariat on Cody. Allen then comes out. He takes out Cage. Cody takes out Allen. Page hits a rock bottom, or he calls it the spinning Dwayne. But there, remember, there is no referee. Cody then hits a low blow. Crossroads gets the win. Cody goes into the crowd to 2 sweets and really, really enjoyed this. This would be a good match on WWE television. If that was on a Monday Night Raw, you'd probably call that match of the night for sure. 3 stars, 3 1/4, whatever you fancy. Really good match, and I wasn't expecting it to enjoy every time with Ethan Page. Like, he's coming out here, he's having great work, and you know, I'm always looking, and I'm thinking, when I look at the match card, and I did previews exclusively for my Patreon. So if you want exclusive content, head over to Patreon. Easiest way to support me. There's different pledges, number, blah 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 blah. But when I looked at this card and previewed it, I was like, you know what? I don't think it'll be very good. Like, obviously, I know Cody's very good, and I know Page is very good. But I just didn't think that they would mesh. Obviously, now remembering and triggering in my brain that Page really does have this W style, the match was bound to work. And it really did work. And I would have no issue if they did a rematch of this. None at all. But Cody off to Bullet Club stuff. Page, Evolve has put a lot of faith in this guy. Like, this weekend alone, they've put him in the ring with Cody Rhodes and Dick Togo. Like, that's a lot of fucking pressure to be on that young man's shoulders. Good for him, though. Really delivered. Really did. Really enjoyed that. And I loved how the crowd was so into it, too. Let me go Jeff Cobb versus Matt Riddle. And I tell you what, this Jeff, this is Matanza from Lucha Underground. Sorry, spoiler, or sorry, exposing the industry. I've seen Jeff Cobb live in London in October for Uprising, where Ospreay versus Vader live. This man is so good. He got an English crowd to boo a babyface Zack Sabre Jr. That's the quality of this Jeff Cobb. And to move on to Matt Riddle, you guys know I'm not keen on these UFC guys. I'm not keen on NFL players, and that I need to stop that. And I'm trying to grow my way out of it. Matt Riddle here this time last year was green as goose shit. I buried this guy severely on the channel. If you go back to January shows, I was just bashing him. And I'm not comparing him to Kurt Angle by any stretch of the imagination. If you remember, Kurt Angle in his first year became IC European Tag Team World Champion. In his first year. I'm not saying he's the level of Kurt Angle, but he's improved and picked up the wrestling gig as fast as Angle did. Like, this guy is absolutely out of this world. I'm not saying he's a brilliant wrestler and is going to be one of the best of all time. I'm just saying he's a really fucking good wrestler. And it's incredible if you consider this time last year, he was probably just starting his debut. Riddle hits a nice tombstone for 2. Cobb hits the Wrath of the Gods out of nowhere to get the win. I was shocked it was over so soon. Like, I expected at least another 7 to 10 minutes of this. And the other handshake, I was just expecting more. And that's the issue sometimes with these indie shows is, because they've got so many matches that are like dream match-esque, that sometimes they just don't get enough time. And there was like nothing to mention. They had a really nice, opening 5 minutes of great technical work. And then it just went tombstone and then finish. And I was scratching. I was expecting some near falls. I was expecting something more. But who knows? Maybe the promo after the match took time off. And if that was the case, I really would have scrapped the promo. So I give it 2 stars because what was there was good. I just want more of it. Maybe that was what they were planning to do. Give you enough just to wet your whistle. Enough to just put the lube on. You're just starting to masturbate. And then boom, they just take it away and you couldn't come. So they're going to save your orgasm later on down the line. 2 stars. So Stockley halfway, he comes out. He pretty much invites Jeff Cobb to be in the Dream Team, which means a guaranteed spot on Evolve every weekend. Cobb says, you know what? The only contract I want is for the Evolve Championship match. I like that. It's putting the aspect of Jeff Cobb is here for the Evolve title only. He doesn't give a shit about stables, doesn't give a shit about factions, doesn't give a shit about people or management or anything like that. He's just here for the Evolve Championship. Then we have the Evolve Tag Team titles online. We had Ricochet and Peter Casa challenging Tracey Williams and Fred Yehai. I'm going to be honest, this Peter Casa, like, from what I've seen of him in Evolve only, like, I've only seen him in Evolve, I don't dislike the guy. I think he's got a great look and he's extremely athletic. I just think he's a bit boring. Like, there's no character towards him. Who knows? Maybe in the indies he's something else and he just wants to play it safe so he can get a regular Evolve gig. But I'm looking at him and I'm waiting for him to just have this blow away match which changes my mind on him forever. I'm waiting for it and I'm waiting and it just hasn't happened yet. Excuse me, sorry. I just don't want to get ill. So, I've been mooning about being ill and I'm here drinking fucking Pepsi. What a fucking imbecile. So Ricochet, Fred Yehai have this really nice exchange at the opening few minutes. To the point where, I talked about lube and masturbation. I would come all over the screen if we got Ricochet versus Fred Yehai in a match. Full Impact Pro were having this mini little relaunch, which they were plugging all throughout both of these shows in January. Fred Yehai is the Full Impact Pro World Champion. I would love Ricochet to be the challenger and have a fucking 30-minute match. Like, he'll be absolutely out of this world. Ricochet gets the hot tag. Insane again, Ricochet for Fred Yehai's sequence, which ended with Ricochet hitting a bridged belly-to-back suplex. Yehai hits a running shotgun dropkick for 2. Ricochet hits a cutter out of nowhere. Katz hits a springboard corkscrew for 2, and it was scary rotation. Like, he springboarded and did like a mini spiral tap just off the second rope, and it looked like he wasn't going to land properly, and he did somehow. Credit. Tracey Williams hits a brainbuster. Cass hits a pump handle spiking Fred Yehai, which is really dangerous. Ricochet hits a full Nelson suplex. Cass with a dirty brainbuster. Tracey with a DDT off the top rope. Cass misses the shooting star off the top. Tracey Williams quickly applies the crossface. Cass taps. The pace got quicker and quicker and quicker. Decent match, made sense for Cass to take the fall because you want to protect Ricochet because that guy is a megastar. Excuse me. Handshake after the match. 3 stars. Enjoyable stuff. Crowd were really into it. Not, match of the night caliber, but it was still respectable stuff. And then we have our main event, Dick Togo versus Chris Hero. And this is the match again. If you watch the preview show on the Patreon, I said this would be match of the night and match of the weekend. I've got this tied for match of the weekend. So you got Chris Hero, Dick Togo tying with Drew Gulak versus Tracey Williams in the main event of Evolve 75. So, Hero, 2016. This is his year. For indie pro wrestlers, is there a guy out there who has had better matches than Chris Hero all year round? Tell me someone who, please, show me him. Crowd split 50-50, handshake, and there's a fucking lock-up, a collar and elbow tie-up in a wrestling match. What a concept. And it's missed. Like, matches I do trying, like, if I'm a trainer and I'm training, pro wrestlers, and obviously I'll never train pro wrestlers in my life, but when you would like go through and set up a match, I cannot remember the last time there was a collar and elbow tie up to start off a match. All throughout the show there wasn't, but here they was, and that made me extremely happy. Hero bends Togo's ankle, looks just disgusting. Hero of a senton bomb. My stream stopped. For the first time since buying Flow Slam, and trust me, when it comes to Flow Slam, I'm extremely happy with Flow Slam. Like, the stream quality is brilliant, the amount of content you get is brilliant. Like, for $20, I get Evolve weekends, I get Beyond Wrestling, which I'm going to review Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever. There's so much content on there. Like, next weekend you got Shine, you got House of Hardcore 22, so much content. Like, this month, like, it was $20. Normally Evolve shows cost me $10 each. So already I've got my money's worth, and we're only into like December the fucking 12th or 11th, whatever it is where you live right now. Unbelievable. But my stream stopped. I tried my phone because I was watching on because what I do is I get my laptop, I plug my HDMI cable into my laptop, and then I stream it onto my TV. And I have zero problems. Pitch quality is HD, so I can sit back, relax in my room and watch it and take notes. And it cut, and I had to quickly get up. I was all comfy, and it was like, bum, 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 bum. Start. My phone wouldn't work. It came back after about 3 to 5 minutes. But while we're talking about stream, I had that noted down there. I just want to put over Flow Slam. Like, Evolve 75, it did not stop once. Okay, brilliant. If you have good internet, you are not going to have issues with this. Not whatsoever. The picture quality is gorgeous. It's really good. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You can watch it on your phone, your laptop, or just connect it. Or you can, if you have a Chromebox or a Roku, whatever those gimmicks are, I just really recommend it. Hero hits a pile driver for 2. Hero then pile drivers Togo. Togo no sells, hits a drop kick plus a tornado DDT off the top for 2. Hero hits a tombstone for 2. Togo spits and puts the middle finger up. They exchange some strikes. Togo with a pedigree for a 1 count. Togo with the second pedigree and a senton bomb off the top to get the win. After the match, a handshake and a hug. Chris Hero cuts a promo telling that, he starts off by telling this fan, don't be a cunt, and tells everyone to look up Dick Togo and watch all of his matches, and says Laboom is special. Dustin comes out, says, fuck your 2016 Chris Hero, and fuck Laboom. Hero then slaps him and walks off. Good build to their match for tonight, or tomorrow back then. Good face turn from Hero. Hero was the heel in this show, so it's good to see Chris Hero turn face. Reports of Chris Hero going to WWE, scratching my head at that, and this is part of me that's saying I don't want it to happen, and this is horrible. Like, I want it to happen because I want him to be this megastar. Like, I want it to be on the biggest stage of them all, but the part of me is I don't want him to go because I don't want Vince to ruin him. This is how bad the WWE. This is the lack of faith I have. I don't want Chris Hero to go there, because they will bury him, they will not treat him properly, and unless you're Roman Reigns, you're not going to get shit. And that fucking annoys me. 3 stars and 3/4. Really, really good main event. Really enjoyed it. Everything I wanted and more. I'm going to get some live comments if we have any. I'm going at a really strange time where not a lot of people will be watching live. So let's have a look. Let's get. So we have 3 likes, 0 dislikes. That's what it's all about. And guys, if the best way to support this channel, and I'm really being brutally honest right now, the best way to support this channel is liking these videos, because the YouTube algorithm, the way how it works now, is your viewership does not depend on likes or on subscription numbers. So before we were quite higher up on the subscription list. We have 6,981 right now. Hopefully it goes up after this show. Back then, if your subscription number was high, you would be higher up in the search ranks on Google. Now, it depends on like and interaction. So once this show's processed, just put in the comments, you give this show a win, loss, or tie. Simple as that, and you're going to help this show greatly. 1275 time. Jeff Cobb versus Fred Yehi. Fred Yehi, one half of the Evolve Tag Team Champions. Jeff Cobb, obviously, Matanza from Lucha Underground. Match starts off with some really nice mat-based technical work. Corbin, fuck me sideways. Jeff Cobb hits a standing moonsault plus a shooting star press, and it's just so impressive. This guy is absolutely brilliant. I was talking about Chris Hero being my 2016 Indie Wrestler of the Year, and I don't want to give away too much of my end of year terms that because we're going to do a Triforce show, which we do every single year. But this year it'll be myself, it'll be Sammy Sinister, it'll be Boom Boom in the later part of December, where we're going to have so many categories, which we'll be revealing maybe one Monday night or Tuesday night. And it's just an exciting. Speaking of Lucha Underground, not this Wednesday, the Wednesday after. Me, Boom Boom, and Sammy will be having executive producer and former W creative member Krista Joseph come onto this channel. We're going to be reviewing Lucha Underground live after Lucha Underground goes off the air. So if you want your question asked, join us live and be live and interactive in the comments. Cobb, this guy's just incredible. Like, absolutely out of this world. Both hit headbutts, both go down. Yay high with some nice rolling Germans. Corbin hits the ref. Corbin, I keep calling him Corbin because I have COB. My writing is absolutely atrocious, and because when I take notes, I write quick. It looks like I have an R in front of my B, which is because I don't write the full names next to them. Literally, my notes here is Cobb dash, yeah dash, like, and what they do. Here, I put Corb. I did put Corb, so it's natural for me when I'm talking about Corb. But that's Corbin. That's his initials, and it's just me being an imbecile, so don't worry about that. Jeff Cobb. He's higher up the rankings. He's got to be after, the 2 wins here in his debut weekend for Evolve. He's got to be up those rankings. And Jeff Cobb versus Timothy Thatch, he's been building, he's been doing the teasing of the championship. I love it when wrestlers do that. It's just such an easy thing to do, just to point around their waist saying, look, I want that Evolve title. You're telling a story about talking. You are implying that you want the Evolve championship. Gulak comes out post-match. Gulak says the reason why basically he called Catch Point as a failure, because Yehai lost. Yehai cuts a promo saying there's no shame in losing to Jeff Cobb. Get Gable. I've got fucking Gable. I swear to God I got Gable written down. I swear to God, I'm a fucking imbecile. Gulak says he will beat Williams plus get the WWE, fucking hell, Jesus Christ, WWN title. You know what's going to happen? Tomorrow night in the Raw review, I'm going to be calling people Evolve names. Unbelievable. Jesus Christ. The WWN title in Orlando. Williams says, let's make a stipulation. If Gulak loses, Gulak will be out of the tournament in Orlando. Gulak says, if Williams loses, every single member of Catch Point will not be in the tournament. So Williams won't be. Matt Riddle won't be. Fred Yehai won't be. Lots on the line. And 2-star match. Really good opener. Then we have Chris Dickinson and Jagger versus Darby Allin and Peter Casa. Oh, God, I hate going solo. My throat dies. Okay, match here. Cass gets a hot tag. I've got Dick for Dickinson. And now I'm going to get confused with Dick Togo because I use Dick for Dick Togo. Maybe I just like writing the word Dick. Dick Togo gets a really nice... I fucking did it. Dick and Jagger hit a nice double superplex. Jagger hits a suplex on the floor, and there was no mats on the floor. Really, really nasty stuff. Allen hits that coffin drop, but Dickinson catches him and hits a German suplex, sending him inside and out. Jagger with a choke slam off the top gets the win. Dickinson and Jagger are now on the Evolve roster full-time as Trevin Adams gives them both contracts. Larry Dallas comes out. He says, do they both deserve the contract? Dickinson, he pins him up, puts Larry's tie in his mouth and says no one has seen nothing yet. Really, really awesome. He's getting, they did this before where they used Larry Dallas to get heat on the wrestlers, and he gets heat on himself as well. He's pretty damn good at his job. Then we have Ethan Page versus Dick Togo. Again, I just want to stress the amount of faith that they must have on Ethan Page to be able to have Ethan Page wrestle Cody on Evolve 74 and Dick Togo at Evolve 75. That's recent. And look, with Cody, he had a 3-star match. With Dick Togo, he had a 3-star match. This guy, by this time next year, mark my words, that man will be in WWE. I guarantee. I put £5 Great British England pounds on the Ethan Page will be in WWE this time next year. Togo hits a nice tornado DDT on the floor. That must fucking hurt. Togo then hits a slingshot swanton, but Page gets his knees up and a really nasty landing. It looked great camera work. And none of these Kevin Dunns, who's the most overpaid sack of shit in this whole world. There's none, like, this is WWE program. Boom, boom, boom. Hard camera, hard, boom, boom, boom. Transition. Unbelievable. Whereas fucking Evolve, you have your hard camera, you have a one by the ring and another one by the ring. They transition when they're meant to. So when they fly high, they normally go to the fly, so they go under. Great camera work. Really good camera work. Togo hits a pedigree but misses his senton off the top. Page hits a slingshot cutter. They exchange some stiff strikes with Page hitting the spinning Wayne to get the win. Big win there. Hopefully moves up the rankings. Now, you know, Dick Togo wrestles that Japanese/American style. Cody Rhodes wrestles that WWE American style. If we see Ethan Page versus Timothy Thatcher, we've seen it before and I can't recall it, which isn't a good sign. I don't know if that'll be good. So I'm praying that someone else takes the Evolve title off Timothy Thatcher and we get Ethan Page versus somebody else. I do not know who'll be the challenger. I have no idea who's going to challenge Timothy Thatcher for the championship in January. I have no idea. And when they announce it, I'll say, I want Ethan Page not versus Timothy Thatcher, but versus someone else who's the champion. And I want Ethan Page to become champion. I really, really do. Big fan. Page makes the gatekeeper embarrass Togo. Togo pedigrees and senton bombs him off the top to the gatekeeper. Smart booking, there's smart booking. You know, you're protecting Togo because Page is getting the win, which he really needs because he's going to be there the next month. Whereas Dick Togo, he didn't need that win. He's going to be over because he's Dick fucking Togo. So, you know, you got Dick Togo looking strong. You got Ethan Page looking strong. Your gatekeeper, who is in essence nothing, took the fall. He took the brunt of this. Smart, but 3 stars, good match. And then we had Dustin versus Chris Hero. And I told you, Dustin did not impress me at 74, not one bit. Not interested in. I'm not a fan of Chuck Taylor. No, I'm going to stress this till I'm blue in the face. I'm really not a fan of Chuck Taylor. And I said he has a one chance to impress me against Chris Hero. I've said Chris Hero is my 2016 Indie Wrestler of the Year. Shouldn't be really announcing that now because we'll be doing the Triforce Award. I've got to keep my mouth shut on what's my best match in there. Blah blah blah. I sat here and I did not watch this as a Dustin dislike. And I don't hate him. I just do not rate him as a worker. I just don't enjoy his matches. I can't enjoy everything. All right, I can't. I try, but I can't. And some people fuck me off, like Zack Ryder fucks me off, Mojo Rawley fucks me off, Bull Dempsey, Bull James, whatever that fat sack of shit's name is, pisses me off. Chuck Taylor pisses me off. Sexy Star pisses me off. And if you notice, they're all different. Like, it's just random. Like, I randomly dislike people. And I'm not going to come out and say I like Dustin just to try and kiss his ass. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to be honest with you. I do not like Dustin or Chuck Taylor. I think he's an imbecile. I don't enjoy his work. The Observer says Hero's coming back to WWE. Does that mean NXT? Does that mean WWE? I'm going to say this again because I can see there's more people watching live now. I do not want Chris Hero to go to WWE. And this is a shame. I don't want Chris Hero to go to WWE because I'm afraid that Vince McCunt will ruin him. I want him to stay in the Indies having the best year. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it because I might ruin Triforce Award, but the best match I've seen live this year, maybe ever, was Chris Hero versus Marty Scurll at Rev Pro Uprising 2016 in London, York Hall. I will never forget that as long as I live. It's a rarity. I get my phone out in a wrestling show because I want to sit back and enjoy it. I took a video camera of the Gotch pile driver off the top rope. I will never forget that as long as I live. That was special to me. That was probably one of the best matches I've seen live. Heroes are brilliant, and it pissed me off. Like, because all these guys are signing, it means there's more chance of Chuck Taylor being on this show because of his name. It just annoys me. So Dustin attacks him pre-bell. Hero hits a nice senton for 2. Excuse me. Dustin with some dull heel heat. Like, literally, I was there. Like, I wasn't sitting here. I was upstairs in my bedroom watching it, and I was just there like that, just like staring, going on my phone, checking on Twitter, shit like that. I just wasn't interested. Hero then hits a jab to the jaw. Things finally pick up. Dustin hits a Sofu, sending Hero to the floor, plus a tope con Hero. Good effort, you're trying, buddy. Dustin then hits a low blow, an inside cradle for 2. Good near fall. Hero hits a Gotch-style pile driver, and that gets the win. It was all right. Togo was much better the night before. Hero is 1-for-1 in the weekend. I love Hero to death. Dustin, I can't stand the guy. I'm going to give it 2.5, 2 3/4. Maybe if you're a Chuck Taylor fan, you might have enjoyed it a bit more. But for me, it's like a Zack Ryder match. I'm going to hate that more than anything else in this world. And it's just opinion, isn't it? Then we go Ricochet versus Matt Riddle. I'm a big fan of Matt Riddle's Evolve His Brochure. I might check that out on Pro Wrestling Tees, if it is on Pro Wrestling Tees. But Pro Wrestling Tees in England, anyway, the way I look at it is, it's such a fucking bastard when it comes to packaging. Like, I get fucked in the ass with packaging. Like, you could have a £19 item and you fucking charge 30 quid for it. So fucking annoying. Right, Matt Riddle, I've put him over now. I've put Matt Riddle over. And now I'm going to say, like, I talked about Dickinson earlier, pissing me off with his, straps being untucked in his tights or trunks, whatever the fuck you want to call them, Speedo, spandex, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I wish Matt Riddle would wear gear, not UFC or mixed martial arts shorts. Like, it's just a pet peeve. Like, I think Matt Riddle wearing trunks would look really good. Tell me I'm lying. I think he would look really good with trunks. So my advice, if you take it anyway, get some tights, not trunks, get some tights. I think you'd look badass with tights. You can wear some wrist tape as well. Ricochet hits, goes to the people's moonsault. Riddle catches and applies a triangle, which is really nice. Riddle hits a rolling 4 gut wrench suplex, which is just incredible. They exchange, both men are down. Riddle hits the bro to sleep plus a tombstone for 2, good near fall. Riddle applies the bro mission, Ricochet taps. This is smart. Ricochet's going to be over no matter what. Like, he got a standing ovation after this match, which proves he's going to be over no matter what. He lost twice this weekend, and this guy's still going to be over no matter what. Matt Riddle, on the other hand, needed a win. He lost the night before. Importantly, he got a win, and he got a win there. So he's 1 for 1 over the weekend, which is decent enough, I guess. 3.25 star. Really, really enjoyed that. And I love the contrast and stuff. Matt Riddle's working really well this year. Like, I talked about Hero being my wrestler of the year. And if you said Matt Riddle, I wouldn't, shake my head like, what? Like, I would be, yeah, fair enough, no problem. Sorry, took a pause for the cause. I'll fucking break my fucking mouse there. Then we have our main event. Drew Gulak versus Tracey Williams. Main event was 90 minutes-ish into the show. Now, I was like, why the fuck is this ending early? Bit strange, but I'm not going to moan. I'm not going to moan and groan. It was respectable. It was like SmackDown, short and sweet. Gulak, if Gulak wins, catch point is out of the tournament. But if Tracey Williams wins, Gulak is not in the tournament. Big stare down, the exchange of stiff strikes. Again, I talked about a collar and elbow tie being really crucial for me in an opening match, or not to open the match, sorry. I feel that the brawling in this made sense and logical because of the atmosphere that will be created with the storytelling idea anyway. Being that these guys hate each other, it's a feud, and they're not going to start locking up or any technical shit. It's just big stare down and a big strike. Williams with a tope suicided to the floor. Gulak with a suplex into the buckle. Again, I don't like this. I don't like these buckle moves and these rope moves. We can do that in the middle of the ring, and it would have the same exact effect. Gulak with a power slam off the top. Williams traps Gulak's ankle in the barricade, and he runs and drop kicks the barricade. Williams, the story of the match, now working the leg. Gulak hits a tope suicida. He doesn't do the long hitting the ropes run up and then dive. He just went dive because he didn't want to run, because he was setting the leg. Good job, Drew Gulak, you motherfucker. Fred Yehi and Matt Riddle come out, obviously, to support Tracey Williams. Gulak with a superplex. Gulak, so many slams into the ropes, but. I can't use that. I was going to defend it and saying that, at least... there's psychology there. It wasn't. If Matt Williams did the suplexes into the ropes, Tracey Williams was doing that, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But because it was Gulak doing it, it didn't make sense because Gulak wasn't working Williams' leg. Williams was working Gulak's leg. So if they just switched that around, I would not have had a problem with the suplex into the ropes. I would have been okay. Good storytelling and good psychology. Williams hits a Dr. Bomb for 2. Gulak hits a suplex onto the apron and a very, very hard landing. Williams applies the crossface. Gulak gets to the ropes. Gulak then applies the Dragon Sleeper. Williams with a great counter turned that into a crossface. Gulak taps. After the match, Gulak cuts a promo, putting over catch point. Williams and Gulak, they shake hands. They hug. Real great moment. Dickinson and Jagger come out, and I'm thinking they're going to beat him down. But they want in catch point. They're saying, I want in. Williams handshakes both of them. Gulak says his time in Evolve is done, and the winner of the WWN, got it right this time, title is in the ring. 4-star match. I'm going to give it match of the weekend. Really recommend this. I recommend to buy both shows or just fucking order Flow Slam. Like, if you didn't have Flow Slam, and you watch indie wrestling regularly, you're missing out, guys. The back library is incredible. The amount of live streaming in December alone is just out of this world. Like, you got 3 pay-per-views this weekend. If you bought them each individually for, say, $10, that's $30. I paid $20 for the month. Absolutely brilliant. And the customer service is really good there, because when I ordered it, I fucked up. I accidentally bought a year, and I emailed them saying, look, I unfortunately ordered a year. They then said, don't worry, I'll refund you the money, and then I'll put the $20 in. And they did it. I didn't have to lift a finger. Fucking magnificent customer service. Really good shows. If I usually do win, loss, or tie, I give Evolve 74 a win, Evolve 75 a win. Great main events both nights. Chris Hero, VIP of the weekend as usual. Cody Rhodes had a great match at 74. No Zack Sabre Jr., which upsets me a little bit, but what can you do? He might have had other obligations to do, which he probably did, or he might have took the weekend off. Who knows? But who knows? So we're going to see if there's any live comments. If there's not, I won't be shocked because obviously it's Evolve. And we have Chauncey Bullock. He has 2 comments. So his first one is Page releases 2017. Yeah, I'm expecting to Page deliberately to fail the wellness policy. Like, I'm expecting any time now to log on to my Twitter or go on to one of these sites and see that Paige failed and is fired. I'm generally expecting that. And then she's going to go off. She might do Shine. I know there's a big 8-woman tag at Shine 39. I did the Shine 38 review live after it aired. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be doing the House of Hardcore 22 review on the Friday. And then on the Sunday, I'm going to review the Shine 39 show. Because you guys know Saturday is always my day off. So I'll be doing the House of Hardcore review because I just really want to watch House of Hardcore. I haven't watched this since like House of Hardcore 9. I missed House of Hardcore 21 last weekend, so I just want to keep back. And that's the great thing about FlowSlam is I can catch up. Like, I always watch wrestling before I go to bed. When I'm lying in bed and trying to sleep at about 5 in the morning, it's either the network or FlowSlam. Because my laptop is already plugged in, because I use my girlfriend's laptop because of I don't want to carry this up and down, so I just use my girlfriend's laptop, plug it in. It's already plugged into the TV, so I might go back and watch House of Hardcore 21. I'm not going to review it because I won't be taking notes. I make it a fact. I don't review shows unless I'm taking the notes because I feel lost. I like having structure to it, but that's that. So I am expecting Paige to be released soon. And then he says Vince McMahon is killing WWE, and I don't like saying it. I mean, he is. Like, I don't want to lie to you. I do believe he is. I call him Vince McCunt for a reason. It's just with WWE. What pisses me off more is if you gave that roster to anyone else in the world, you can have yourself a damn fucking magnificent weekly television show on Raw and SmackDown. Like, literally, if you gave the Booker, Gabe Sapolsky, these guys, that he's going to put on an amazing show. Paul Heyman's the same. Eric Bischoff probably the same. And it's just a damn tragedy and a damn shame. Even fucking Vince Russo could probably do. Jim Cornette could do it great with these rosters. Like, if Jim Cornette was doing it, I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens wouldn't be world champion right now, but that's a different story for a different time. I want to thank Chauncey Bullock for the live comments. Post comments are crucially important because YouTube's new algorithm that the only way to gain momentum on this YouTube.com piece of shit is to have the likes, to have the comments. So after this show's processed, once live comments are gone and it's just normal comments, just put win, loss, or tie, or your thoughts on Ethan Page being given this much faith, or your thoughts on Dick Togo, or Chris Hero, or Cody Rhodes joining the Bullet Club, anything, and I'll reply to each and every one of you as a thank you. That being said, if you want to purchase some KocoSports merchandise, we have a merchandise store over at Zazzle. Great products. We have LK Live gear. You've got Sammy Sinister as a Slaughterhouse gear. If you can, I'm going to buy a nice polo shirt. There's an LK Live hat, which I really dig and I'm going to buy. Also, we have a Patreon page. Also, you can subscribe to my other YouTube channel, which is called LK's Video Network, where I upload my solo shows I do here on there. And also, I do news. Like, literally, after this goes off the air, I'm going to go live over there with a Chris Hero story and another story. I can't remember, but I remember reading it. That being said, like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. I want 2017 video KocoSports. I've made my New Year's resolution is to get us from 6,981 to 10,000. That's my New Year's resolution. Sorry. And I'm pumping out the content there for us. And I took 2 days off. I had an actual weekend because of my I was ill and sick, and it was my birthday on yesterday. I watched Evolve, but I just didn't feel well enough to review. That's why I'm in my fucking dressing gown like a fucking idiot. So that being said, 2017 with your KocoSports. So like, comment, subscribe right now. Check out Dave Cooker's book. You stay safe. You stay well. And until next time, I'll be catching your asses down the line.